start at the top. They say, this is what we want to be, this is our mission, we need your help, get us there. And you have a whole bunch of employees turn around and say, yeah, sure. Right? You know why they do this? It's because we just start from the bottom. And the bottom has this word, I'm sure you can't really read it, but you think it says the word attachment. We're in an increasingly more disconnected world all the time. Don't tell me technology is connecting. It's connecting us, yes, from the standpoint that we could send messages instantaneously to one another. But the emotional connection is lacking even in business today. One of the biggest reasons I get called into organizations is to solve conflict, because people cannot sit around a table and disagree anymore. They get hurt and they storm out. I was just with a company 3 weeks ago where the supervisor turned around and some guy was working unsafe on the line, was about to get hurt, and he yelled at him. He said, "Stop it!" Right? And just yelled at him in front of everybody. And this young man took 3 days off for stress leave because he was yelled at in front of people. Even though the yelling was out of caring because the guy was about to lose some fingers. We can't handle that. So the reason for that is I think we struggle with this word attachment. I think the more that we attach to one another, find reasons like this to come together, bring your teams together to actually see each other as human beings versus just numbers, right? And what happens here is that then we begin to build trust. As we build trust, then people are going to be willing to communicate with you openly and honestly. They'll give you feedback, they'll talk to you about their thoughts, and then they'll solve problems with you. Then they'll build a future with you. But you can't demand people to build a future with you if they don't feel valued by you. That's the attachment. But if you look at our world right now, easiest example is a kitchen table. Remember I was telling you, I was in the middle of 3 boys. My father was Polish, my mother's Italian. Can you imagine the food that was on our table for dinner? And my father had a very simple rule. Dinner was at 5:30 every single day, and you better eat it. Because if you weren't there by 5:32, for the most part, the food was gone. Right? But it was a free-for-all. We were just laughing, yelling, crying. We did everything we did at the kitchen table. That's what we did. What is a kitchen table used for in most families nowadays? Homework, junk, piling things up. Now, I get it. The world's changed. We have shift work. We have sports. How many kids are in sports? Especially hockey. I mean, you're never home. Let's face it. Where you come home, you grab something, you eat on the road all the time. How many times has anybody in this room ever heard your dinner's in the microwave or in the oven? Have you heard that before? Right? Even worse than that is that if suddenly the whole family is there, I'm going to get on my soapbox for 1 second. Please forgive me, this is important. But it frustrates me that even when the family's home, they go to the kitchen, they put food on their plate, and where do they go? In front of the TV. The attachment is now what Pat Sajak and Dan like. Right? So along with each other. They're not talking to each other the way they should. So therefore, we're struggling with this word attachment. And organizations are feeling the brunt of that. But if you could be the kind of environment that finds reasons to get people to attach and connect, then you will have a winning edge. And let me tell you how it's not that difficult. I've got a couple clients right now that have actually, we worked on this word attachment. I mean, if you think about it for a second, your organization. But here's the example we had, right? So we had this couple organizations that decided to experiment because they were in an office setting, and they decided to experiment, and they banned coffee mugs from offices. So they did. Banned coffee mugs from offices. Didn't ban coffee, banned coffee mugs from offices. Because like our organization, like your organization, we're really busy, we run, grab a cup of coffee, and where do we go? Right back to our computer. We put the coffee down to work, and when eventually the coffee gets cold, we're done. We eventually want another one, we go back and get some more coffee, and we're back to where is the attachment happening? So they said, have as much coffee as you want, and when you pour a cup of coffee, you're going to sit in the break room, and you're going to drink that coffee. And what they found out is a lot of people start drinking coffee together. Amazing. And what happens when we sit coffee together? We don't just sit there and stare at each other. We start to. As soon as they start to talk, they found out a lot more about one another. They said now not only did they find out a lot about one another, they said they started solving problems together. They said it was incredible how fast that happened. There's a study done with a call center that decided to work on attachments. And a call center is not an easy job. I don't care what anybody said. That wasn't it, right? It's a tough job. But what they decided to do is did the cardinal rule that you shouldn't do is they actually coordinated all the breaks. In the morning and the afternoon, they put all the phones on hold. 15 minutes. Can you imagine that? That is no. They said, no, we need attachments. Because what they found out was that there's a lot of disengagement going on, there's a lot of absenteeism happening, and people just weren't happy. And you know when the only thing they changed was the breaks, and within 6 months, profits rose by over 13%. And when the people were interviewed afterwards, what they said? they didn't feel alone anymore. They said they'd have a bad call in the past, and they go outside and have coffee and smoke, and they stew about it, think about it, get inside their heads. But now suddenly they have a bad call, they go and a whole bunch of other people had a bad call, and they start to laugh about it. And they started to communicate and realize this is just their job, it's okay. And they started to encourage each other to the point where they came back to the phones feeling better all the time, which increased the quality of the call they were about to have. Doesn't that make sense? See, you and I, it's the simplest things. It's the little things that we keep forgetting to do. It's the attachments that people want, because when they attach and feel good about coming to work with each other, then they're going to start to talk to you. And as they talk to you, they're going to solve problems and give you suggestions. And this whole thing on top is something called systems awareness. In other words, you watch for healthiness. You watch when dysfunction starts. And when dysfunction starts, that's normal. It just means we get in there, we try to facilitate it, or we solve it, we do what we need to do. But we just don't let it fester, right? And that begins to tell us, because the reason we're in a society that has this thing called a magic ratio. And did you know our magic ratio right now is 5 to 1? So in other words, we need to have 5 positive interactions, messages, conversations for every one negative, just to be able to be equal. That's how bad this is. So you mean, if it bleeds, it leads, right? We've always heard stuff like that, so we always lean towards the negative all the time. But this is telling us that we have to overcompensate and work towards the positive. I have a client in Brampton, and they do a lot of lumber or wood like that. So you've got the office staff, and then you've got the guys out in the yard. Some of these people have been working there for years and years and years, and we found out that as we were doing the training, there was a lot of people that couldn't read and write. That's okay. I mean, it's just because they've been working there for a long time, but we didn't want to exclude them from anything. So we decided to talk a little bit about environments, positive and negative. We had to make it simple. So here's what we did. We said, we want to know how you're feeling. And so we grabbed fish bowls, and we took 3 fish bowls. One fish bowl had the positive sign on it, another fish bowl had the negative sign on it, and the one in the middle was filled with plastic buttons. Yes, literally buttons. That's all we had. And the instructions were very clear. As you have a positive experience, take a button out, put it in the positive group. Bowl. If you have a negative one, put it in the negative. If at the end of the day you had a real positive day, take a handful if you want. Just let us know how you're feeling. That's all that we did. And they watch it as a visual to say, are we in a positive culture? Or are we in a negative culture? Now we can't just leave it at that. We worked with the leaders and said, now you need to have conversations. If somebody's sitting there telling you it's a negative environment, you don't look at it and go, oh well. Because you just asked them. You just asked them. Share your feelings. You have to now learn how to have that crucial conversation, a difficult conversation. Sit down and say, so why are you feeling this way? What's the interference that's existing? Because obviously if you're not feeling good, you're not giving us your best, and that's a conversation that needs to occur. But it's not difficult to win. It just requires a little bit of focus on the level. So here's what we'll do.